Hi guys, today I'm going to do a review of Zvezda's 1/48 Messerschmitt Bf109 F2. The reason why I'm doing this is that recently there's been a bit of discussion on the International Scale Modeler forums of manufacturers to avoid when choosing kits to model, and the likely suspects that came out were the old Airfix and Revell kits and also Zvezda. However, it's also been pointed out that in recent years Zvezda have sort of improved their game somewhat, and in particular in the aircraft line with kits like this one. So I thought I'd give you a look as to what's in the box and let you make your own minds up. So here it is. It's a relatively cheap kit. I think I got this for about £15, which for a 1/48 Messerschmitt's not bad. It's not as sophisticated as something like an Eduard kit, but then there's those who say that Eduard kits can be a bit over-engineered. So it's very much up to you. And obviously with this you won't get any of the goodies like painting masks and photo etch. Right, so let's have a look and see what's in the box and how they've gone about it. So, top opening box, reasonably sturdy cardboard box. We'll just take everything out, and the first thing you'll notice is the sprues aren't in bags. So they are open to damage in transit and rubbing and all that kind of stuff. But we'll get all these out and then we'll have a look, see what we've got. Having said which, they do manage to put their clear parts in a plastic bag. So let's have a look. We'll put clear parts to one side for a minute. So we've got 2 large sprues and 2 half sprues. So a total of 3 full-size sprues. So let's have a look at the first one. So this is the fuselage. We've got some wingtip details, looks like some cockpit detail, engine mounting brackets, exhausts and so forth on there. Now overall there's very fine recessed detail on here. And on the other side we've got interior cockpit detail and also some very hefty ejector pin marks. However, those will be behind the sealed off parts of the cockpit, so you shouldn't see those. The exhausts have got slightly hollowed tips, but not hugely so. We've got some nice detail here. The radiator grills are very finely detailed, not too bad at all. And there's some very nice representation of fabric on the control surfaces as well. They've managed to keep the ejector pins off the parts where anything's going to be visible. Now there are 1 or 2 plastic moulding marks which you might just be able to pick up on that, but I don't think those sort of things generally get covered up once you put a bit of primer on them. They're not that obvious. The spinner cover is nice, and we've also got a pilot figure there with not bad detail if you want to use him. So generally on the engine mounting brackets there are nice, quite thin. There's some injector pin marks there, but again they're on the inside so they're not going to be seen. No no sign of any flash anywhere. So copyright is 2010. Even there you can see the harnesses on the pilot figure actually go over at the back to attach to the seat and give you a little bit of space behind the shoulders, which I think is quite a nice touch. So not a bad sprue. The first one. And on to the next one, which has got the upper wings, engine block, engine covers, tailplane parts, wheel covers. So the engine block, some fairly nice detail there, quite basic. Engine covers there. Two types again, very fine recessed detail. We've got the instrument panels here, we've got two variants on that. I'm just zoom in on those for you. They should pick up some nice detail. This bit of dry brushing. Wheels are in two halves. Some nice detail on those as well. Obviously in halves you're going to have to take great deal of care in clean up. Upper wing surfaces, not much in the way of detail on there. Edouard's up and coming release will probably blow this out of the water, but you'd expect that. But again, some more engine detail there, some quite nice, really quite nice fine detail on that. And then again on the tail planes, now there is definitely a sink mark on that one. And pick that up quite easily, I think even in the light, so there's a little bit of filling there, and again same thing on the other side. So not perfect, but it's not bad, and there's no sign of any flash anywhere. Now the engine covers, there's two sets of engine covers, so this one's got a lot of internal detail, so this is probably if you have it posed open. And nice internal detail on that, if you do choose to have the open cover option. And then this is the inside of the wings, and again some really nice detail for the inside of the wheel wells. Some really nice rivet detail there. Zooming a bit then. Now there is ejector pin marks there. How much of that you'll see once you've got the covers on, I'd have to wait and see from fitting it together. But I think you'd probably be alright with that. So it's not, you see, it's not that bad. Not perfect maybe, but not bad. Okay, so this half sprue is the underside of the wings. Better detail on this in terms of the front, the top side of the wings. More detail to show in the focus. There you go. So recessed rivet detail and panel lines. And we've got, one second, the inside of the wheel wells. Again, some really quite nice detail on those. Again, we'll take a bit of dry brushing and a nice bit of wash, a little bit of wash to bring that out. And that's really quite nice, I think. Quite delicate internal detail on that. Landing legs. And not too much the way of clean up I have to do on any seam lines either. Okay. And the last half sprue. So some more engine detail. some arms and a head for the pilot. Machine guns. Trim wheel for inside of the cockpit. Some more exhausts. Again, these have been, is it going to focus? Yep, semi-hollowed out. And we have the prop as well. Again, no flash or bearing anywhere on this. It's a really crisp, clean moulding. Again, on these parts here, unfortunately, a little bit of sink mark on that, and on the top of this engine block, not a huge amount, but it is there. Heavy duty primer might take the worst of that out, but then you do risk losing some of that detail they've got on there for the bolts. Alright, so the plastic is not bad. It's not bad at all. In fact, it's pretty good. The overall quality of the mould, it's crisp, it's clean, it's very finely detailed. There are just a few parts where there are a few sink marks, which is a little unfortunate, but it is not by any means terrible. I'm just trying to get the clear parts out of their Ziploc bag here. They're fighting back. There we go. Yeah. It's definitely designed to only just fit. There we go. Right, so clear parts are very clear. There's not a lot, certainly on the flatter, squarer type of cockpit, there's no sign of any distortion at all. On the more rounded one, there is a little bit, but overall I'd say it's not. It's there, but it's not bad. It's pretty good actually. It's a nice rivet detail on the cockpit framing as well, which hopefully you just about pick up there. So in general, that's not bad. That's quite good. So the clear parts, yeah, good clear parts, I would say there. Certainly seen a lot worse. Framing seems to be, it's not too heavy-handed. Worry about those later. Right, so the instructions, I'll come back to those in a second. We have got a fully numbered sprue map, yay! And then we have these gatefold instructions, all in black and white. A reasonably simple series of steps. So the first section is all about the engine and how to put all that together. And there are sort of little sub-assemblies on the side here, which then feed into the main sections. You need to be aware of which version you're building, so whether or not it's engine on display or not, and I think wheels up or down options. Then we have the cockpit, putting the pilot together, interior detail for the cockpit. There are decals available for the instruments by the look of it. Sidewall details. Putting the engine in, or just the machine guns. putting the wheel wells together, putting the wings together, fixing the wings to the fuselage, canopy on, underwing detail, flaps, wheels, engine covers, and the prop, and then whether or not you're doing it with the in-flight mode or displayed or what have you. So each of the steps is broken down reasonably well. It's not the most obvious one with all these little sub-assemblies tacked onto the side. And obviously you need to make a decision very early on as to which one you're going to build. And then we've got the 4 colour schemes, and everything looks to be in Model Master or some, yeah, it looks like it's Model Master as the specified one, or some sort of Russian paint scheme, which is not immediately obvious what it is, or set of paints, which is not obvious what it is at all. But they give, you'd probably be able to translate the Model Master one into something a little bit more obvious. And right, so finally we come on to the decals. Now, in my opinion, this is where this kit has got its big letdown, because this decal sheet is not particularly great in my opinion. I think the detail on it is a bit woolly. I mean to say it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's like here, it's just like blobs really. There's no real detail there. This symbol is not great. You know, it's just not really up to the rest of the kit in terms of sharpness and presentation. And of course it's missing swastikas. Enter your comments below on the issue about swastikas on model kits, and it's always a hot topic of debate. So, not great in terms of, if there was one disappointment in this kit, I would say it is the decals. They do really let it down, and for that reason I went and got a aftermarket set of decals, which is this one, which does cover some of the same ones that are actually in the kit, plus 1 or 2 others. And just to give you an idea of the quality of these against the ones in the kit, if I show them side by side, it should be, stop smacking the camera around, immediately obvious the difference in quality. They're just a lot sharper. And then we come on to, it's got all of the stenciling as well, in much more detail than the original kit ones. And again, in terms of those little warning triangles and stuff, I'll just pop that in next to it as a kind of, you know, the aftermarket ones, you really are making you know, it is going to make the finished kit look that much better, I think. It's well worth investing in an aftermarket set, and the way they do their swastikas on here as well looks a lot better. So definitely worth getting an aftermarket set of decals in my opinion. So there we go. That's my review of Zvezda's 148 F2 Bf109. Overall, a decent kit, good value for money overall, I would say. Obviously, until I start putting them together, I can't say what the fit's like. I have heard though that it is quite good. If it has got a letdown, you really do need to invest in a set of aftermarket decals, but they are not that expensive out there for a decent set, and you get a nice range of colour schemes with those as well. So definitely worth having a look at, and considering if you want to try something a little bit different from a different manufacturer. However, as in all things, you know, it's your money. Do your research, decide what you want to spend it on, and take it from there. Anyway, hope to see you on the forums, guys, and that's me for now. Hopefully I'll talk to you soon.